What if every decision you've ever made wasn't really yours? Every choice, every action, every free moment of will, what if it was all just an illusion? It sounds disturbing, almost impossible to accept, because we all feel in control of our lives. Right now, you feel like you're choosing to read this, choosing to think, choosing to exist in this moment. But what if that feeling of control is just a carefully constructed illusion created by your brain? This is the idea behind one of the most unsettling questions in philosophy and science. Do we truly have free will? Or are we simply following a script written by forces beyond our control? Let's start with something simple. Imagine you're choosing between tea and coffee. It feels like a free decision. You weigh your options, think about your mood, maybe your habits, and then you choose. But what actually influenced that choice? Your past experiences, your taste preferences, your current energy level. Even how much sleep you got last night, all of these factors shaped your decision before you were even aware of it. Now go deeper. Your preferences themselves were shaped by your upbringing, your environment, your culture, and even your biology. You didn't choose your genetics. You didn't choose where you were born. You didn't choose the experiences that shaped your personality. So if your choices come from things you didn't choose, are your choices truly free? This idea is known as determinism, the belief that every event, including human decisions, is caused by previous events in a chain that goes back to the beginning of the universe. According to this view, if we had complete knowledge of every particle in the universe and all the laws of physics, we could, in theory, predict every decision you will ever make. That means your future is not something you create. It's something that unfolds inevitably. You might feel like you're making choices, but in reality, those choices were determined long before you were even born. But here's where things get even more unsettling. Neuroscience has begun to reveal something strange about how decisions are made in the brain. In certain experiments, scientists were able to detect brain activity indicating a decision before the person was consciously aware of making it. In other words, your brain decides first, and then your conscious mind catches up, creating the feeling that you made the choice. It's like your consciousness is not the driver of your actions, but a narrator telling a story after the fact. You don't choose your thoughts, they simply appear. You don't decide your desires, they arise within you. And yet you feel like you are in control. So here's the question that changes everything. If your brain makes decisions before you do, then who is actually in control? Think about it. Right now, try to choose your next thought. Not react to a thought, not follow a train of thinking, but consciously pick the very next thought that will appear in your mind. You can't. Thoughts just show up. They emerge from somewhere beyond your direct control. The same is true for your emotions. You don't choose to feel happy, sad, or anxious. Those feelings arise based on your brain's internal state and external triggers. Even your actions often happen automatically. Have you ever driven somewhere and realized you don't remember parts of the journey? Your brain was operating on autopilot. So if your thoughts, feelings, and actions can all occur without conscious control, what exactly is the you that claims to be in charge? Some philosophers argue that free will is simply the ability to act according to your desires. But if you don't choose your desires, is that really freedom? Imagine a person who desperately wants something harmful. They act on that desire freely, but they didn't choose to have that desire in the first place. So are they truly free? Or are they being driven by forces within them they cannot control? This leads to a deeper realization. What we call free will might just be the absence of external pressure, not true independence from internal causes. You feel free because no one is forcing you. But your own mind might be doing the forcing in ways you don't understand. Now consider the implications of this idea. If free will is an illusion, what does that mean for responsibility? Can we blame someone for their actions if those actions were determined by their biology and environment? Can we praise someone for success if their abilities were shaped by factors they didn't choose? It challenges our entire system of morality and justice. We reward and punish people based on the assumption that they could have chosen differently. But if every choice was the result of prior causes, then the idea of could have done otherwise might not even exist. However, not everyone agrees that free will is completely an illusion. Some argue for a middle ground called compatibilism, the idea that free will can exist even in a determined universe. According to this view, you are free as long as your actions align with your internal motivations, even if those motivations were caused by prior events. In other words, you are free when you act as yourself, even if the self is shaped by factors beyond your control. But critics argue that this redefines free will rather than truly preserving it. It doesn't answer the deeper question of whether you could have chosen differently in the exact same situation. Then there's the role of randomness. Some people believe that quantum physics introduces unpredictability into the universe, suggesting that not everything is strictly determined. But randomness doesn't necessarily give you free will. If your actions were random, they wouldn't be under your control either. So whether the universe is deterministic or partly random, the problem remains the same: where does true control come from? The deeper you explore this question, the more it begins to feel like the self you identify with is not the master of your actions, but a product of them. Your brain processes information, generates thoughts, creates desires, and then your consciousness experiences all of it as if it were in control. It's like watching a movie where you believe you're the main character making decisions. But in reality, the script has already been written. And here's the most unsettling thought. If you're not truly in control of your decisions, then who is living your life? This doesn't mean your life is meaningless or that your choices don't matter. Your decisions still shape your future, influence others, and create consequences. But the question is whether you are the origin of those decisions or just the place where they happen. Maybe free will is not about being completely independent from cause and effect, but about experiencing the flow of decisions as if they were your own. Maybe the illusion itself is necessary for motivation, for responsibility, for meaning. Or maybe, just maybe, the truth is far stranger than we're ready to accept. So the next time you make a choice, whether it's something small like what to eat, or something life-changing, pause for a moment and ask yourself, did I really choose this? Or was it already decided by everything that came before? And if every decision you make is shaped by forces beyond your control, then is your life truly yours? Or are you simply following a path that was set long before you even existed? That is the illusion of free will. And whether it's real or not, we may never fully know.